can be only one podcast, and may it be the Prince of the Universe. Hi, folks. I'm Matt.
I'm Bruce.
You what?
I'm sorry.
You are sorry. So right before we're giving our nerd news update, which we do every so often. There's enough information out for us to do another one. We broke taboo and started talking about the first one, so I'm going to throw that one out here. There's a new Evil Dead movie coming out.
Yes.
We didn't talk about this last time we did a nerd news update.
No.
So you saw the trailer. It just came out as of this
Recording.
I have not. But you said it doesn't look like an Evil Dead movie.
I mean, it looks like a horror movie. I mean, it looks interesting. Could be scary. But I don't see how it relates to Evil Dead.
Is Sam Raimi a producer or director?
I'm pretty sure producer.
No.
Yeah.
I'm out. The remake was meh. It was meh to me. I mean, it wasn't bad. It was all right. You know, at the end, you know.
I don't see how this relates to that, or if it's by itself, or what it is.
Bruce Campbell says he's out, though, forever as Ash.
He's too old.
But he wouldn't turn down an animated series if they went animated. So, like Ash in the future, to pick up where the Ash Evil Dead series, I would go for that.
Yeah.
I do an animated. They can do some good animation.
Watching the Ash vs. the Evil Dead, he's definitely too old to be doing it anymore.
Yeah, that's what he says. He's too old to be making
and seeing
scenes.
him in, last time I saw him on screen was in
Thor.
No. In,
Doctor Strange.
Strange. And he looked old. He looked pretty old.
At first, I didn't recognize him.
I know.
I didn't recognize him at the very first scene. He's like, "Would you like some pizza in a cup or whatever?" I didn't realize who he was, and then when they showed him again, I was like, "Holy cow!" He got out of shape quick.
Actors, they get to that point.
Yeah, and that's fine. I get it. But if doing the voice, they should offer him a cartoon series. We're stars. Get that cartoon series rolling. I'd like to see that. I think I would. Him in the future with the half Troy, whatever. Just picks up where the other series left off. But the Evil Dead remake or reboot or sequel to the first reboot.
I don't know what it is exactly.
I doubt it would be a sequel to the rest of the. I mean, to be honest, he could be Old Man Ash. Who can't work any. The evil's gotten to his leg now, or what? So he can't. He can't work as much action. I don't know. I know they don't want to he doesn't want to be in it anymore. But he didn't have to be the star anymore. It could be a new generation. But then I wouldn't like it, now that I think about it.
They tried to bring in a new generation with Ash vs. the Evil Dead. And, I enjoyed them as, the side characters.
Side characters, but they didn't really. Whenever they took the main storyline, I was out. That series, I love the series, but it went a little too long in the tooth. It should have ended, how many seasons did it go?
Just 3.
3? 3, really?
Yeah.
Oh, geez. Maybe we should have gone 1. I don't know. It just felt like it drug a little bit.
It did.
It drug a little bit, and it shouldn't have. So maybe 2 seasons, I would have been happy with it. All right. So what you watched a few movies recently?
A few things. I saw Nope.
You saw Nope.
Jordan Peele's
I did
Nope.
not see Nope. Megan saw the trailer with me and went Nope. I think that's because she was scared. I went Nope because it feels like M. Night Shyamalan.
In a way, I don't know. Have you seen any of his other movies, Us? Or
Not there's anything wrong with M. Night Shyamalan, but yes, I saw Us.
It was okay. It was a little.
And then what was the first movie?
Get Out.
Get Out, which was pretty
really
good. And I think he should have stopped after Get Out.
I would say he's probably in the same genre as M. Night. It's got the spooky movies with the twist. But I think you would like Nope.
All right.
I mean, it's basically Tremors in the sky.
Okay.
It's good.
That's a neat way to describe something there. That appeals to me.
Now, what you can see in the trailer, it's got the UFO, and you're not supposed to look at it. You got to keep your head down, and so it kind of gives you the. And it was neat.
Okay, so you would recommend?
I enjoyed it. Recommend.
Nope. What else did you see? You know what I saw with my girl? Puss in Boots: The Last Wish.
I hear it's good.
It's fun. It is fun. There was a lot of moments that made me chuckle. I'm not like a huge Shrek fan. I enjoyed each one, but I've never watched them again. Puss in Boots, same thing. I've enjoyed it. I watched the TV show on Netflix, enjoyed it. And so that they're doing another one, that was good. You know where it came about? I think Antonio Banderas had a heart attack once. And then kind of death became a reality to him, that he would die, his mortality. And so he kind of pitched that idea to DreamWorks about what if Puss in Boots.
Oh my goodness, we're getting serious with this kids movie.
Makes it to his. That's what it. Puss in Boots' 8th life is dead.
Oh my goodness.
So he's down to his last life, and death, which is the wolf, Lobos. the white wolf with the red eyes, which is where they got the DC character Lobo from.
Okay.
He's Death. Of course, Death is following him now, waiting for his last life to die. And it's really neat. It's a really neat story. A lot of good humor in it. Definitely for boys.
Well, Brody.
Brody would. That's gonna be Brody's favorite. There's
Brody
a lot
likes
of.
the Puss in Boots movie. He watched the Netflix series. He's a fan.
Does he like manga action?
Yes.
He's gonna love this movie. It has the zaniest. Like sometimes you're following it from Puss in Boots' eye line. He's finding a big giant. Giant throws him up in the air, throws a chain up. You see the chain coming at you, and then him running down the chain at the giant from way up in the sky. I was like, whoa! I mean, it really, really takes the fights on another level. My girls are like, we want to go back to where he was in the flowers. And they weren't big on the fights. But I was like, dang, these are good fight scenes. So you would really enjoy it.
We'll get to it.
Yeah, that's definitely worth seeing. All right, so go ahead. What's another one?
Well,
I'll see your nope and raise you a Puss in Boots. Boy, we see what families watch in our households here.
Avatar, Way of Water.
And
it's a rehash of the first one, but it was fun. I enjoyed it.
Is it better than the first one?
It's the same. It's the same.
Oh, say it's on par.
Yeah.
So they're doing 3, 4, 5 of these. How many?
Supposedly 5 is what I'm hearing at the moment.
I was joking about that, but
and,
wow.
And 3 apparently is already filmed as far as the human cast.
Well,
part
shoot,
goes.
yeah, I think he filmed 2 and 3 together, right?
Yeah.
But 2 made $2 billion, so yes, they're definitely green-lighting the third one. And the 16th one until they stop making money.
Well, he's getting old. He'll die eventually.
Hey, juice that sucker. Well, they're going to film 4 and 5 together, too, I bet. That's going to make billions more dollars because they keep going.
Well, they use some young actors, and so they need to film some of the sequels close
Oh,
together.
yeah, that's why he said he filmed them back-to-back because he didn't want the 3-year gap. I'm glad he thought about that because a lot of people don't.
Yeah. And the thing is, they got
Harry
special
Potter
effects.
suffered.
And we've got, Sigourney Weaver playing a teenager in this movie, and it looks fine.
Oh, wow.
Pulls it off.
Wow. We have, was it computer de-aging or whatever?
And she's a Avatar creature. She's one of the blue
Oh,
creatures.
gotcha.
Yeah.
Well,
But she's one of the kids.
Oh, okay. We as an alien, right?
Yeah.
I never saw these movies.
Well,
so.
the thing is, have you never seen the first one?
Never saw the first one. That was one of the top 5 movies I've never seen. Megan, when it came out, said, "Do you want to see it?" She went, "No." I went, "I don't either." Just never was. And everyone says it's great.
Well,
everyone says it's great.
It's an amalgam of just every movie. It's every trope. You'll be able to predict what's going to happen next because you've seen it 1,000 times. Now, but the thing is, the big thing with Avatar is, they look phenomenal. That's one of those things. It's worth going to the theaters to.
You said the best
it.
3D experience the first one was, right?
And this one just kicked it up several notches
For 3D.
I mean, it was hard. It was hard to believe that you were looking at computer effects.
Okay.
I mean, the whole thing is pretty much a cartoon. It's all animated for the most part.
Right.
And it's hard to, you're
distinguish what's real and what's.
Yeah, you're sucked into.
Okay. All right. But I've heard that. Not a single person has complained about this movie. It just, when I look at it, I'm not interested.
It's one of those things, because the story is just so generic, I don't understand why it gets so big, other than the spectacle behind it. I mean, it's
everyone loves it, though.
It's every movie rolled into one.
And that's why people love it. It's got that winning package, that popcorn movie. Won't go away. When's the third one come out? Next year, I guess?
2 years.
Why delay it?
Well, they filmed 2 in 2017. They just now finished in the special effects to get it out.
Oh my goodness!
And I'm sure if they filmed at the same time, maybe they plan on pacing it just so they can have one every 2 years.
That's fine.
If they rush 3, the 4 won't be ready in time. I don't know.
That's fine. All right. So bouncing back to me.
But this one was water, and here the next one will be fire. So
there you go. Bouncing back to me, I watched Ozark.
No, how's Ozark?
You never saw it?
No.
Oh, I thought you were one of the people who'd seen it. A billion people were suggesting it to me. I finally watched it. It's good. Jason Bateman, who, he's usually the, sarcastic, funny. He's got the sarcasm, but it's toned down. So he's playing a more serious character, but with the same type of sarcasm, but not jokey. So it's really good. Really good. A lot of people said they didn't watch it because after season 1, they were so depressed. Because nothing seems to work out right for this family. But I thought it was enjoyable. I thought it was an enjoyable movie.
Rachel tried it. She tapped out. It wasn't, it was too dark for her.
It is dark. It's very dark. Characters are going to die. Everything's going to go wrong, and you hate when things are still going. When extra problems. You're like, oh man, if only this person could die, and you're like, okay, only this person could die, and they could do this. Okay, these two people need to die. That person needs to leave, and this person needs to, But you wouldn't. You got to have some drama in there to make a good series. But I really did enjoy it. I finished it before my brother did. My brother was watching it until the last season. He still hadn't seen the last season, but he was the biggest proponent for it. So I finally watched it. It is worth seeing. Ozark. All right, balls back in your corner.
Now for TV series that I watched was Wednesday. Produced by Tim Burton. As the people that wrote the Smallville back in the day. And it's just a lot of fun. It's Wednesday sent off to a boarding school because she, dropped piranhas into the school swimming pool while the people that were bullying her brother were in there.
Yes.
And so she's kicked out of regular high school and sent to her parents' boarding school, and murder mysteries ensue. And it's a lot of fun. I mean, the characters are fun. The little girl that plays, I guess she's like 28, but she, of course, looks like a teenager.
Holy cow!
She's really good. It's just that dry
Addams Family humor.
Because it's really focused on her, who's just negative, not sarcastic, but biting, and just macabre, and
Yeah, music by Danny Elfman.
Yeah,
of course. So yeah,
but it's fun. I think Tim Burton directed the first 3 episodes, and
now he's a producer.
Yeah, he's got the show.
Okay, all right. Is that good for him? I'm guessing it
doesn't have his typical look.
Oh, I was about to ask that.
Thing is, Addams Family kind of is
his look.
I mean, a lot of people contribute the '90s movies to him because they look like his movies.
They do look like Tim Burton movies.
It's not as Tim Burton-y looking as most Tim Burton stuff, but it still has the basics just because it's faithful to the source material.
Understood. Okay.
A lot of people didn't like some of the casting of the actors for the parents and whatnot, but then you go back and look at the original source material because it's based off of some cartoon strips, newspaper strips, and
that's right. Remember that
actually, these actors look more like those cartoon strips than any of the previous.
Leave it to Burton to go back to the original.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, good. I saw the latest season of Letterkenny.
Don't know what that is.
You don't know Letterkenny?
Nope.
That's the next show you have to watch. It's an R-rated Napoleon Dynamite.
You did
they
cuss.
cuss.
That before.
They cuss. They're country Canadians.
You have mentioned that one.
And it is unbelievably good. I'll show you my favorite scene, and you'll definitely watch it after that. But season 11 came out. They're all just in rare form because at this point, they know their characters. And so everyone is just at peak perfection. The best, I won't ruin anything for anyone here, but the best episode is the first one. That is the best by far. I laughed all the way through it. The other ones, I chuckled here and there, got some good laughs along the way, but nothing was as good. I mean, they really went all out for the first one. Unless they're going with, and anyone who's seen the show knows what I'm talking about here. It seems like at the end of every season, it ends with a fight, like everyone's fighting, like punches are being thrown. And you're like, why? What's the joke? I don't understand the joke to that, but it ends as it's typical. We got to fight somebody. So everyone lines up to a fight. There's always a fight at the end. Or in specials, there's always a fight at New Year's Day St. Patty's Day or whenever. The St. Patty's Day fight probably being my favorite. But that show is phenomenal and definitely worth your time. Letterkenny, season whatever we're at. I think it's 11. It's great. Comes out on, I can't remember, Hulu, Netflix, who cares? All at once on December 26th. Comes out the day after Christmas. Every year. It comes out the day after Christmas.
Interesting.
So it's a after Christmas present you get. But they even have a spinoff now that came out earlier this summer called Shoresy, from one of their most popular characters, played by the main character from this. And he said, I'm going to play the main. They never show Shoresy in the show. They only show the back of his head, because the lead actor is the voice of Shoresy. And Shoresy sounds completely different than Wayne, who he plays in Letterkenny. Well, for Shoresy, he just grew out his hair a little bit more and has his eyes wide open. Wayne has them, I guess, squinted usually, and feels like a completely different character. It's really amazing. And Shoresy is, you got to watch him in order, because you'll know when Shoresy leaves at the end of whatever season 10. He leaves town, and that's when you know it's time to watch the Shoresy, and Shoresy is excellent. Excellent. But yeah, that whole series is well worth your time. Well worth R-rated Napoleon Dynamite. R for language, no nudity. But yeah, really funny. Really, and it's just them just sitting and talking about weird things. But anyway, go ahead.
Everything, Everywhere, All at Once. Have you seen that?
No, I know what you're talking about. Was it good?
It's good. It is really good.
Give me the premise again.
It's a multiverse story.
Yes. She's traveling through the multiverses, right?
No. They have this way of like, in another universe, she's a master piano player, and so these other people from the other universe are using the bodies of people in that universe, and to come to because there's this big evil that's gonna destroy the whole multiverse, and they need to come to her, Michelle Yeoh, because she's like, her version of the character is like the least accomplished, so she's the one that's most able to tap into any of her other versions' abilities, including like greatest martial artist in one universe or whatever, just to pull in she can pull in the abilities or powers from the other multiverses. And you see some clips of the other multiverses, and it's funny. It's a good story. It's really well done.
Okay,
highly recommend.
All right, so that's one.
I think you would like it.
Back to me. Do you have any other movies, by the way? I thought you had another movie.
One more that I've seen, and that's about it that I've seen.
All right, so we're running down here because I got one more. I'm just watching. I love Survivor. Favorite TV show.
Don't know why.
The reality show. You know what it is, but you don't watch it.
I just don't understand why you watch it.
Well, the newest ones are really bad. The new seasons are really bad.
Worse than the originals?
No, they're worse. They're worse. So I've kind of grown sour off. I'm still watching it, but not really that excited. And then someone opened up my world to there are other, and I knew this from last year, other survivors from other countries.
Yeah.
And there's some from New Zealand, which I watch, which is excellent. And then I'm watching the ones from South Africa. Just finished the first because they speak English, and watch the first season. They have great ideas and different challenges, but the characters it's a different culture.
Yeah,
like they would win a reward and then share some of it with the other team. Not all the time, but
boring
sometimes.
Cultures.
Because they're nice. They're nice to each other, and when they call someone dirty and underhanded, why was he dirty and underhanded? He lied twice about who he was going to vote for and voted for someone else. Twice. But he was billed as the villain. I was like, don't ever come to America and play this game. Where the grandmother's going to look you in the face and lie and vote you out. There was one guy, the guy who won he would just go up to someone and say, hey, I just want you to know I'm voting for you tonight. I love you. Hope we're friends after this, but I just wanted you to know I'm going to be upfront and honest. And he won because he was very honest and upfront about it. I was like, wow.
Different strategy.
And there were some people that got voted out. We never knew what they were like because they were kind of boring, and so they didn't give them much camera time. It was like they really need to work on getting those characters. We need characters with diverse backgrounds who fly off the handle, who get angry at the drop of a hat. Some person got angry because he was singing in the morning. This other guy's always singing. Oh, I hate him. He's always singing in the morning. Yeah, that's awful. I mean, it was just like, okay, but different culture, I guess. Maybe it gets more cutthroat as the season goes on. New Zealand got a little cutthroat. That was really good. But I got the ones from UK, which is only 2 seasons, and then Australia, which is a lot of seasons. So, a lot of Survivor to watch. While the new Survivor is coming out, I have tons of other Survivor. You want to watch Survivor with me?
No.
Okay, that kind of hurt my feelings.
You go hang out with Will and watch your Survivor.
Does Will watch Survivor still?
He rewatches Survivor.
Shut up! I know
the only
this.
reason he has Paramount or wherever it's on.
I thought about getting Paramount Plus because I'd like to watch them all. And I know Zach's watching them all too. But I don't know. Where do you stop? I'm trying to think. Do I stop at season 40, 30? You
just don't do it.
And I can't remember which one's the old ones, which one's the good ones, which ones were the boring ones. I can't remember now. Maybe one day I will go back and watch all those, but now not the time. Watching the overseas ones right now. Dang it, Will! You should move up here. Be my roommate again. Watch Survivor with me every night. That'd be fun.
Nah.
Yeah,
never. I remember y'all watching it back in the day when it was brand new.
He did watch it with me.
I didn't even get into it back then.
Clay was interested for a little while, but then realized it wasn't like a true survival thing.
That's why I really can't get into any of the reality stuff.
But it wasn't the first reality that was Real World. But this was the one that made reality shows popular.
It picked it up to the next level.
Yeah, it sure did. But anyway, yes, that's what I've been watching. It's good stuff.
I guess the only other new movie I've seen recently was Glass Onion, a Knives Out story.
Yeah, now, I never got to see Knives Out.
You need to see Knives Out.
I hear good things. I didn't know Edward Norton's in it, and I love Edward Norton.
He's in the second one, yeah.
No, he's not in the first one.
No, because it's the only carryover character is the James Bond guy, Daniel Craig.
Because
he's a detective.
I thought this was a
it's a different mystery.
Think
of him like Sherlock Holmes.
Okay.
Each of them.
I thought it was like A Fish Called Wanda and whatever the other sequel was. I can't remember right now.
Each of them is just an all-star cast.
Okay.
And the actors are having a lot of fun. They play. The first one's a family drama. The second one, it's Ed Norton plays like a Elon Musk type character.
Okay.
During COVID, and he invites all of his friends to his island because everybody's bored in quarantine. It was just funny just to. It's probably the second movie I've seen using COVID as the backdrop, and just a lot. It's funny, it's entertaining. The mystery's fun as it unravels. I highly recommend.
Okay, you reminded me of another movie I saw just recently. I forgot The Menu.
I've heard that was good.
Watch it. It's actually really good, and it does get far-fetched in the end. I have to say, I was a little like, okay. That stretch in believability, but bravo, I was not bored the entire time. I didn't say, okay, let me just time out here. I'll see you tomorrow for lunch for another 20 minutes. No, I was hooked. I was hooked all the way through. It's about, how much do you know about it?
Not much.
Okay.
I heard it's best to go in with not knowing anything.
That's fine. I'll just give you the premise and leave it at that. There's a bunch of people they're rich, and they're going to an island where everything is grown or caught on the island and served. And this chef's really popular, and everyone is coming for the greatest menu of all time, which may be the final menu.
I trailer now.
And it's, you watch the trailer's pretty good. I watched the trailer before I saw it, and I was like...
That's the one, it's kind of like this, they pulled this girl aside and was like, you're not really one of them, are you?
Yeah, because someone is invited to sub in, but she's not one of the originals, and that's your star there.
Yeah.
Because she's not supposed to be there, and the chef knows that, and he said, "You do not belong here," And there's something underhanded and dark going on, and then it ends with, because as everyone's like panicking when crap gets real, it ends with something because the guy goes, "Chef, is this bouillon I'm tasting in the tea?" Yes. So anyway, like something bad just happened. He's just still tasting the food. It's really good. It's got a little bit of a mystery because you don't know why everyone is there and where their connections are. And then at the end, you kind of see their connections. There was probably one that I think it was meant to be a joke, maybe. But you're like, how does that wrap up? Oh, okay, that's what they're going to say. Okay, I get it. But the guy who plays the chef, really good, and it almost is something that if they would have given the role to Liam Neeson, I think he would have been great at that too. I don't know why I was thinking Liam Neeson would be good in this too. But yeah, I would definitely recommend that. That was actually really good. Watch the trailer if you don't believe me. The trailer is kind of quick to watch, but it was intriguing. So I watched it without Megan, which I thought, and I was right, she wasn't going to be interested. But then later on, I said, "Hey, it's good." She went, "Yeah." I asked the girls at work, and they said, "Oh, that's a great movie. You should watch it." So
maybe I ought to watch it with Rachel.
Yeah, there's no problem. No problem with that. Yeah, Rachel, it'd be fun. Yeah, you just can't give my wife any other recommendations. What was the movie you recommended her?
Hereditary.
Okay.
That's such a good movie.
He comes up, this is years ago, he comes up to me and my wife and goes, hey, a movie you would love is Hereditary. Meg's like, oh, it's a horror movie? Meg's like, okay. She's all about horror movies around Halloween or whenever. And so we watch it. If you had a checklist, if Megan made a checklist of everything, the top 5 things she absolutely despises in horror movies, you checked every box. You checked every box.
And I was so good though.
It was good. It was good. But I don't know if we should do spoilers here, but there was screw it, that movie's old, right?
Yeah, it's old enough.
Okay, if you don't want spoilers, we'll see you next time on Prince of the Universe. But let me just go into spoilers. Okay, first off, spoilers for Hereditary. It's a really good movie.
Well, the thing is, if you go by the trailer, it looks like you're going to have the typical story of a little girl being haunted by her grandmother's ghost after
that is what the first 10, 15 minutes are.
Was not interested.
No, because you've seen this before. Yes. Like she feels a presence in the room. Is her grandmother alive? Is the ghost of her grandmother coming to possess her? What's going on? And you're like, oh, and at school, she sees a light or something. Oh, no. And we've seen this before. Okay, here we go. By the way, bye-bye. It's a good movie. Go see it. Spoiler time. First, 15 minutes?
It's not very long.
It's not very long. She eats some shellfish at a party.
She's having an allergic reaction.
And so they say, stick your head out the window to breathe. And so she's sticking her head. She's still the main character at this point. Sticking her head out the window to breathe, and they drive by a telephone pole, which knocks her head off.
Ugh.
And they show it. And Megan looked at me with daggers and went, hey. I said, maybe Bruce just forgot about that gruesome, never will leave your life scene. So that was mark 1. The other one was she doesn't like Ouija boards, which had a Ouija board. She didn't like the Ouija board creepy scene. She didn't like the possession, had a possession. She hates the awkward crawls on the walls and roof,
well done.
which it had. And I can't remember what the last one was right now. But she was like, what? I remember about halfway through the Ouija board or whatever, the seance or whatever they had. That was another thing she hates. So that one. Then she got up, got the laundry, started folding laundry, angry fold laundry, and then would look at me every once in a while like you're really going to play this? But it was good. So I was watching. And then when it got to the possession, she just stopped and just looked at me and would not stop. I was like, what? She went, I hate this. I know you do. Why would Bruce say, I don't know, you can... Bruce is a terrible person. He knew. He's being mean to you. She's like, I don't know why Bruce thinks I would like something like this. And then she's folding laundry, and the mom crawls on the ceiling. And I looked over at my wife, and she goes, yes, I saw it. She's so mad. So mad. Oh, and it's a sad ending. It's a sad ending.
That is.
That was it. That was the 5th one. It doesn't end. The good guys don't win.
Ooh.
And she hated it. She hated every minute. And your recommendations are dead to her, sir. Dead to her after that movie. Now, it also convinced me to watch Midsommar.
I did just watch that recently as well.
Okay, good, not great.
Yeah, I mean, I like what he was trying to do.
A horror in the day.
I thought it had a good feel. I liked the characters.
Yeah.
It just maybe put too much limitation on what he could do by trying to. But then again, it's basically a remake of like The Wicker Man or
I got Wicker Man feel from that. But it's not bad. It's not bad. But if you're going to watch something, it's Hereditary all the way. Shoot, I should have just brought her in here and asked her what she thought about Hereditary.
No, have you watched The Northman yet? The Viking movie? Yeah, I watched that with Rachel. But she's still mad about it.
All right. So Megan needs to see the Northman.
It's one of those things. Different people, Rachel was just like, she would walk up to people and just like, it was awful. It ended with these 2 naked men sword fighting on top of a volcano. And I'm just like,
2 thumbs up. Well, there you go. All right, so there you go. There's the movies, TV shows we've watched lately. I guess that's it now. All right.
Okay.
We'll see you next time on Princes of the Universe.